Oh, get ready, get ready, get ready. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, yeah, it's me. It's your boy, the Louisiana Country Boy, along with my co-host, the Little Diva. Welcome, 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 welcome to Monday. Oh, it's time. It's time for the longest consistently running podcast on Monday nights. It's time for the real conversation with a twist of humor. Welcome one, welcome all, welcome to it. All you Kansas City, I don't know what she's doing. Kansas City Chiefs fan. Let me give you a score update for anybody that may be listening, anybody that may be wondering. Right now, the score is 10-7 Kansas City. It is 7 minutes and 19 seconds left in the second quarter. And that is right there. And the Chiefs actually have the ball. It is second. Kansas City 39-yard line. And the Saints have 3 timeouts. That's all. Okay, that's the update for the Saints. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we go.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
That's your camera.
How you doing, country boy?
I'm good. I'm sitting over
I
here.
heard people don't know you without your hat.
Huh?
I heard people don't be knowing who you are without your hat. You look a whole different person.
Nobody know who I am without. That's why I keep on. I'm like hey, Miss Julie. I'm like one of them, like they tell preachers, keep a sermon in your pocket. I keep a hat in the car. Sometimes I have to keep 2 of them in the car.
I hears you.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait to get off this phone and call Dietrich.
Yeah, because he sure didn't know who you was.
I cannot.
When he just came and brought me some Baskin Robbins ice cream. And that's when I told him.
I can't wait to call him. I can't wait.
Tony said she had to do a double take.
Look, that's okay. The only who Tony did. That's all right.
Yeah, I think it's his hat. When I told her Dietrich didn't know, I said Dietrich, country boy spoke to Dietrich, and he didn't know he was. He said, "Yeah." He said, "I could take a double take too, because I couldn't tell I had to catch him without his hat."
That's all right.
Well, that's your signature.
Mama J knew who I was. Mama J knew.
What?
Mama J knew exactly who I was.
She knew who you were?
Oh, did.
That's your friend. That's your friend. Your friend is a mess, but that's your friend.
Mama J. Mama J knew exactly who I was.
Hi, Miss Julie. How are you doing, hon?
Well, I don't know if Kaylin and Jazz did though.
Oh, they know. They know who you are. Hat, no hat. They very observant.
Yeah.
Very much so. Like who is that? Let's go see. Let's go ask their names. Let's go see what's happening. Let's get closer.
Oh, thank you, Jazz. Thank you. Look, it was only you and Mama J that knew it, but then nobody else know. Thank you.
Yeah. We coming over there, Jasmine, when I finish this show. So what we gonna? So we're on a time limit tonight.
We're on time limit.
What?
We're on time limit.
So let's get into it. First of all, thank you, country boy, and my nails are cute. Thank you, country boy, and everybody else that I'll do another thank you another day, but for coming out to the service either on Friday or coming today. I never thought like how excited you would be when you see people show up, but it does something to you. Miss Julie, I'm doing good, thank you, hon. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna talk more about that. But what I thought about when I drove in driveway, I was fine. I came home, and I pulled in the parking lot. It was like this. I don't know if the word would be numbing, but I just drove to the parking lot, and all of a sudden I felt like totally alone. You know that sound when the, when in the what you call it, in the valley, wherever it is, and that little tumbleweed thing be rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it felt like for a moment. And it was like, oh my goodness, I'm never gonna see. And don't tell me I'm gonna see him again, 'cause I know that. I'm talking in the worldly world. I'm never gonna see my daddy again. Like never gonna see my daddy was in his little box and he is hanging out. And I just felt really alone for a second. And then all I thought was, okay, now what's next? What I do next? And like you said, you keep living, you keep moving. And so I kind of just want to talk about it tonight because people that died before my daddy, and we gonna happen. So I'm talk about that tonight. What do you do when everybody's gone? What do you do once the celebration of life is over? Then you get to the burial, you bury your loved one, and then after that, everything's done. Everything's gone because most people don't realize we need you more now than we needed you then. Not everybody's gone. What is the next step? Which I would say the next step is starting the real grieving. Would you not agree?
I don't know if you start. I don't know.
No, I'm saying start the real grieving. You don't think?
Well, it's kind of hard to put into words.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have gone through it with my mom, my dad, my nephew, friends. Um, it's just new. That's the only way I can explain it. Is it you start to live anew, um, and and I think I shared that with you today. Tomorrow, everybody goes back to the life that they had,
You did say that. Except,
and I think that's what people miss is you can be there. But what you're going to do is go back to the life you had. You're going to go back to wherever you left off at. You go back there and you start. The people that are going through this now, their life becomes anew because now they're living with a new normal,
yeah.
and everything is different. And that's why for some occasions hit differently. That's why, and I think I shared that with you. I love my siblings. I love my siblings. I love my family. The girl, I tell you, I love them to death. But holidays hit differently. Even as much as I love my siblings, being around my siblings, um, and they're there with their kids and they're there with their mates. Here's the difference. They're there with theirs and I don't have mine. My niece and my nephews could be with their mom and their dad. And I love that. I love that for them. Okay. But here I sit and you can't, it's not jealous of what they have.
I
But
know what
then
you mean.
that thing hits like, I can't hug mine. I can't laugh with mine.
Yeah.
Even though my siblings and I share the same parents.
It's like they
That's
have someone else.
that's why it's so different for everyone. That's why the
That's true, Hope.
process.
It says Hope is saying it's different because nobody can tell you how to grieve. It's very different.
It
It's different
is.
for everybody too, right?
And I don't knock anybody for however they go through the process. Um, but what I will say is go through the process. And I think I shared that with you as well, is go through the process. Don't block it. Don't try to shield yourself from any of it, whether it's a tear, whether it's a scream, whether it's whatever it is. Don't shield yourself from it because you don't want to feel it.
Mm-hmm. Or you,
Right.
or your eyes hurt. I already suffer with dry eyes, so come on, you need to quit. Hope is a great. I love that Hope embrace every moment. Country boy, you say that. Embrace every moment and let the grieving start. Hope. I want to just mention Hope. Hope is a what word could I guess inspiration or motivation to what just a small motivation of what we did with our dad. Hope like took care of her dad. Like she he had dementia and she was there. But what I loved about Hope, everybody knew Hope daddy before that, but when he got dementia, Rev was everywhere. At the Zydeco, Rev was at the the festival. He kept him going and kept him moving, and she was doing this, alone, but with her, her kids or whatever, her family. But even though she did all that, she still, it makes you think, okay, well, she'll be fine, right? But no, she still grieved. She still had to go through the process. She's still going through the process, which is what she's saying when she says it's your journey. You can't really tell people how long. Everywhere I went, he went. Exactly. I used to love it. So when he passed, actually, I think the whole world grieved with her, like had that feeling because we all watched as she went through that journey. You know what I mean?
Right.
Of her dad, but she's definitely an inspiration to that. Because I wasn't me and my sister weren't the what do you call it? We weren't the actual caretaker. We went, we helped, we did our duty, but Hope was the person. Funny story.
And she's right. No one can tell you. That's one thing that really offends me about people saying or trying to tell somebody how to grieve, or why ain't you crying, or why ain't you this. Man, let me handle it how I handle it. That is so, for me, and I'll just say me, I think that is so disrespectful for someone to tell you how to grieve.
Or how long to grieve.
Or how long to grieve. Oh, you should be over that. Well, you should be over me slapping you upside your head. You ain't over that shit. Why you ain't over that? I mean, you should be. I mean, that it's in what that monkey on Lion King say? It's in the past. So you should be over it. And don't, that part right there. And that's when the trueness of people come out. And what you just said is those are the times. Sometimes you want to be around people. Sometimes you want to be by yourself.
I tell you, I went to have me some musical therapy. So I went to Zydeco first. I hadn't been to a Zydeco in a minute. I went to hear me some J. Paul. But then I support, Eric Cortez and Nisha Cortez. They were playing at new spots. I wanted to go support them, but also there was gonna be some musical therapy. And it really wasn't that many people there, but I wanted to sit in my little corner by myself with my Coca-Cola. And out the corner of my eyes, here comes somebody. And it's like, y'all can look and see. Well, I know that's not true, but my point was just wanting to be by yourself in the moment. I just want to sit back, drink my Coca-Cola, and watch and listen. And sometimes it's like that. It's not that you're being mean or anything like that. You just kind of just want to. Of course, Hope. Thank you so much. I thought about you today. I think then I was telling somebody else. I told a few people this, that I found my daddy is my daddy is my daddy is my daddy, and I have always thought about it, right? But it's all the time. Like it's a non-stop, and then everything reminds me of everything. Everything reminds me of him, and that's I mean, it's a good thing, but it's also like that's so crazy. And then me and my sister were talking today, and she said the same thing I said. Like he really gone. Like there's no more going to take care of him. No more going over there for Christmas to make sure he got his gift. Like he's, and it feels so weird.
Yeah. And
I know the cliches and everything. I do know. That is, Hope mentioned. What did she say? Relationships are different. Because let's just say my grandmother, who did have dementia. My dad did not die of dementia. Let's start there. He had pancreatic cancer. But my grandmother did have dementia, and she was a move around person like I am. And so when she was laying in that bed, 8 years of her laying in this bed. I mean, he's my uncle like that. Which is something I hated my daddy didn't get to do, but they had the Hoyer lift. So they would get her out of the bed so she could sit in a chair. And he did different things. Like my uncle did a great job of making sure she got out of the bed. She got to see, she could sit there and watch TV, but she just didn't stay in that bed. But I was not happy she passed on, but I was ready for her to be out of the bed or out of that chair. I was ready for her to be okay because I knew that was not the life that she wanted to live. But on the other hand, even though I said, "Oh, we're gonna be okay, miss you and everything, we're gonna be okay," it still was a different thought. Like I still be like, my birthday. I remember going over there saying, "I'm not ready for my dad to go." I would never tell him that, but it was different. From like I say, that my grandmother, I was relieved. I cried a little bit at her funeral, but not much. It was is it okay? It was a joy because she didn't have to be in that bed. She didn't have to be just there.
Right.
And I don't have that same feeling because again, I think because the relationships were different.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that we've talked about that it's a different connection in the things that you may see and how you may connect with it.
There's definitely a new norm, Tanya.
It's I will say one of for me personally, when I think about it, um, I think God saved me from going crazy.
Mm.
Uh, and I say that after I didn't, our family home actually, right before my mom passed, or right after, I can't remember. But our family home that we grew up in, it burned down,
Mm.
which meant that for me, and this is how I took it, and this is how I took the conversation of what he was giving me. Everything is about learning. It was truly at that point when he said that now you depend on me. It wasn't like I could go back in that house or go in that house and sit in that chair where she was or sit because that probably would have drove me crazy.
Easy.
I probably would have lost my mind
Mm.
trying to go to those things or sit in those places. Yeah, I for me, all of that, because now instead of me, it is still here where it all is. It's here and here, right? And
Mm-hmm.
but it's not. I don't have those. The few pictures that I have are what was saved.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
I don't have all those tangible things other people may have. Like I don't have all those memories or those things. I just have those few things, and I hold those.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and sometimes I can look at some of those and flash back to that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But if I would have had that in my presence, I probably would have lost my mind. For me, I think I've shared it with you. I remember going through those moments and going through a low period in my life. The house was gone, my mama was gone, my daddy was gone, my relationship was on its way gone. Um, the liquor wasn't doing me no good, no matter how much I was drinking. It was doing absolutely nothing. There was no effect. I went and I shared this one. I had to go and release it. I found myself at the graveyard, laying on my mama's grave, curled up in a ball. But when I say that, it's eventually you have to be able to release it. I would never tell nobody when, I never tell nobody how. And it's a process you work through.
You worked through.
It is so much the new norm. It is so much to the there is no anger or frustration or jealousy when I see other people with their parents. It just that thing that clicks sometime. And it takes you back to wow. It takes you back to saying the things that I share with you. Spend that time.
Mm-hmm.
Spend that time. Say those words, whatever it may be. Because, Trina, you had a chance to say it on this side and not hold it in. You had a chance to be there with your dad and sit there and have those conversations. And I say it from here because I know that because the times that I went and I sat with my mom, even though maybe it was only her spirit that could hear me, but it was about saying it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those moments are the moments that will carry you through. Neglecting those moments are the ones that will drag you down.
And I definitely agree with that. I'm glad, it was you and then my little cousin, Dwight, called and gave me this long lecture about that. But I will say I also recognize that people do that differently. Um, uh, just like one of my uncles that just could not deal with my grandmother in the state that she was in. It bothered definitely bothered me, but I had to look past it. Everybody can't be the person say, I'm gonna sit here. Remember, I don't know if you remember me saying I would never help with my dad, like with changing and everything, but I did.
Yes.
Came to a point because I will say my stepmom, I was thinking when I was like, my God, look at all she's doing. No matter what the situation or the feelings or whatever happened throughout the years, what I will say is she definitely, what term would it be? Her vows. She was there for those things. Like she was for him, she was definitely all the way to the end, And so anyway, when I saw her, I was just sitting here thinking one day, and that's what made me say it was her birthday. And I was just sitting here thinking to myself, like, wow. I'm sitting up here saying, oh, I don't want to change this paper. Even because it's like a girl thing. It's a girl dad thing. Like, I don't think daddy like that, naked or whatever. So it was a weird thing. But then I said, but she, she's doing it. She's working hard. She goes to work every day. She has to take him to the doctor. Even though we definitely never minded helping that if we were told that they were going to the doctor, we would help with that. But the point is, at the end of the day, the bathing, the bathing, the changing the pamper, just being there, just doing those things. And so it's like, let me send her some tips, tricks. Just let her know, thank you for taking such good care of my dad. Because you have to take yourself out of that kind of stuff. So I look at the caretakers. I think the caretakers of people who become ill, I think they're underrated.
Yes.
They're so underrated because that's a lot. You can have your little nurses come through, your little CNAs, but the person that actually has to be there to endure that mental thing, can't think of the word right now. Mentally, that could be not just physical, but mentally draining on someone. And yeah, we can all say, "Oh yeah, we'll help. Let me know." But sometimes they feel like they should do it, or they don't want to ask. They don't want so they don't want to. It's hard for them to ask for that help. My uncle, 8 years he took care of my grandmother, and he was a man, so it was different. He bathed her. And my grandmother was a diva too, like you say, Miss Joe. He made sure them nails stayed together. He bathed her. He washed her hair, and he was the son. And he did all of those for 8 years. And yeah, we helped here and there. But that caretaker, that actual dedicated caretaker, those people they should. I'm finna make poke a little fun at something today that I saw. People getting these doctorates just by saying somebody saying their name. Caretakers if anybody, if I was going to say this was okay, I don't think it's okay. These little honorary doctors they throwing out at everybody, I don't like it. But if they were going to do it, caretakers, someone I would say, hey, you know what? They deserve it. They
And
deserve an
and I was just, as you're saying that, and you think, you and I sit and we watch, even though we're there closely, but we're still watching from afar, right? Those are the ones that are watching the decline daily.
daily.
They're watching this person. They're watching the life slowly leave daily. Wow, that is quite a task. That is quite a calling for anyone, especially when that's someone, whether it's your mom or whether it's your spouse, or whether it's your child, but you're the one and you're daily watching. Wow.
And my uncle, when my grandmother did pass, he really didn't know what to do with himself because he was so used to he was retired. He retired, which I always say that God made that happen for my mom to end up going into retirement. It was before they knew this was going to happen. She went into retirement, and my uncle ended up retiring. All happened, and then right after that, when my grandmother got sick, so I always say it was heaven sent. God knew. But my uncle, when my grandmother did finally pass, it didn't sound good. When my grandmother did pass, he still found himself wherever he would go, rushing home. Like he had to go relieve somebody to get to her. He had been doing it so long that he really didn't know what to do. And I'm sure Lanita, I'm sure she feels the same way. Like, now what do I do? First of all, I had this husband forever, 29 years. Then he was sick, so it was doctors, it was hospitals, it was this, that, and the other. Then I became the caretaker at home. I had to go to work, come home. Now what?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I mean. Me on my side was, now what do I don't have my daddy anymore. My daddy is gone. Which today, I as I was crying and just kind of doing my little thing when I lay in my bed and I'm all by myself, I just prayed and said, Daddy, just be my guardian angel. That made me feel a little better because I want him to be there. I want him to be my guardian angel. I want him to be there and continue to guide me and just be there. And it just sucks. This is gonna be so selfish, but I'm gonna just be honest. This is the real conversation. People that your relatives and stuff that may not be living the right life or might not be doing the right thing, and you'd be like, this man was amazing. He was a great dad. He became a great husband. He raised half our friends. Some of our friends took it harder than we did. He was there. He raised them. But my point was, I was like, why does this? And in my own way of asking, because I know you don't question, but in my own feeling, my own healing, my own thinking out loud to myself, and just thinking everything. Why him? He wasn't on drugs. He wasn't stealing. He wasn't killing people. But then I remember my daddy doing a sermon one time, one of his first. I don't know if it was his first sermon, but it's one of his sermons that was that sermon people do that says, "Why me? Why not me?" He did that sermon, and so and I guess that's normal that you have all these different thoughts of versus why my daddy and all these people around here doing the wrong thing and my daddy was doing the right thing, So why did he have to go the way he did? Why did he have to go out to where he had to be weak and whatever? But I know that God's will is God's will.
Right.
And he has his reasons for whatever reason. I mean, it could be to show us the strength to live through those things, to see the strength in who he was and how he lived. And And my daddy never, ever stopped having faith. My daddy continued to pray. Um, and he continued to talk to us. That's what really kind of makes me happy. Like even though I kept in my heart was saying, I hope he's not scared. That's all I kept. I don't want my dad to be scared. But he talked to us up until, you know.
Right.
And see what you say, Tanya. I think what I said. She says we can question God. He is our Father. If we can't ask our Father, who can we ask? We still may not get the answer we want, but we. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. I love that. I'm
Yeah.
still Tanya, so thank you on what I can think and what I can't think. Cause you got a lot of these Bible beaters to where everything you say kind of be hesitant about what you can.
And and that's why. And I think I shared the other thing with praying for people, and I don't pray for healing. I don't pray for, well, heal this person or get this person out of jail or my prayer.
Go ahead.
Get them off drugs. That I don't pray for. I'm telling y'all, I'll tell you right now. If you ask me to pray for you, I'm only gonna pray for three things.
What's that?
I will pray for you, but there's only three things that I will pray for: wisdom, strength, and understanding. Those are when somebody says, "Will you pray for me?" Those are the three things that I will pray for you. Because whatever it is I can't pray your situation away because God gave you whatever that situation is, it's for a reason. So why would I want to pray against his will? So what I can pray was out of that situation, whatever it may be, wisdom, strength, and understanding.
Yeah.
And when we get those things, when we can get that, because every situation has those three things in it. No matter what the situation is, those three things can come out of it. So I'm not gonna go against his will. Ain't never say, well, don't pray for them to have wisdom. That's not, because he said he wants us to have wisdom. He says in all things get understanding and strength. So those are the things that I will pray for anybody, but those are my specific prayers for anybody and anything you're going through. Wisdom, strength. You ain't got it. Well, I know what country boy gonna pray for me. Wisdom, strength. You're right. That's what I'm gonna pray for you. Because that's what
wisdom, strength.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Wisdom, strength, and what?
Wisdom, strength, and understanding.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Because I when I'm praying, I pray for myself. I pray for, and I don't use the words wisdom, but I do pray that sometimes what am I supposed to get out of it? Meaning, what am I supposed to learn? Like,
that's your wisdom.
Getting some money.
That's your wisdom.
Yeah. And then I did, my daddy, especially once we found out, I still at the end of the day, especially when they try to tell you, oh, he got 24 to 48 hours, got 1 week. And I just said to you, well, this is what they said, but it's whatever God says it's going to be. He's the only one that knows the time and the day. And from the day that they told him he had 24 to 48 hours, my daddy lived 7 days longer.
And I can sit here right now and I will say that you gained those three things. You gained the strength because you just said it earlier that initially I can't go over there and I can't do that and I can't change him. Through strength, you were able to. Through your understanding, you said it's not my will. God, it is your will. That was your understanding. And your is the things that you have gleaned from this. You gain wisdom from the simple fact that you were able to spend those times and gain that wisdom from him and gain that wisdom from being able to. That's something. The wisdom is something you can pass on. because now you can pass on the fact that you sat there and you went and you had conversations and you released some things that only you, God, and your daddy know. And you can pass that wisdom on to someone else. As, hey, you know what? I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I did.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you it's gonna help you, but I'm telling you what it did for me. That's the wisdom. So those prayers were answered for you, and I and continued strength through this, and gaining more understanding with more things that you will face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As you travel this journey of a new normal, as you and your siblings and Mr. Y'all all will travel this journey of a new normal.
Mm-hmm. I tell you, I think I feel like how long is it gonna? Not how long are we gonna grieve? I think that's gonna happen forever because it has left a huge hole in my heart. Of course, that my daddy's gone, but you just wonder. I be wondering like, how long is it gonna be before you like every 5-6 minutes you thinking about it and like I know that there's no answer to that, but and don't get me wrong, I don't want to forget about my daddy. I don't want anybody else to forget because that's why I said that his legacy will always keep his legacy going. We got stuff coming up. You know, they got a pancreatic cancer walk that's in April. Next month is pancreatic cancer month. So we're gonna celebrate him. We're gonna we're gonna put in some work to help others. And that's what we will take from this situation, you know.
And I say his
mm-hmm.
this my memorial sermon is always the same.
Mm-hmm.
If you take everything that you say about that person and how do you honor them is by everything that you say that they poured into you, you now live it. That's how you honor them. You honor them by
that way, but I also think if there's a disease or something that
no, but I'm just saying, but that's how the of them stays alive is because
absolutely
you carry that. You carry that is well, they were a good person and they poured into me. You know, they poured into me because they were there to listen to me when I was going through. So if that's what they poured into you, now you have it into you. So now it is up to you to pour that. That's how you keep them because you're pouring a piece of them into somebody else by being that listening ear. They were kind and they had kind words. So if they poured those kind words into you, you pour those kind words into somebody else. And what you're doing is
being kind to people, which to be honest with you, that legacy is already on. I feel that my sister and I guess I need to speak for myself, but I speak for her as well, that legacy is what I don't have to think twice about it because I already carry it. My daddy was kind to people. He loved people. He talked to people. And that's what I do. I feel that some of the things that we dealt with, that I won't speak on this platform, I'll speak on a different platform about it, but some of the things that we dealt with through the years, when we, grew up, like, how can I say this in a right way? Some of the things that we didn't understand or we dealt with as far as my daddy moving on, and us trying to blend the family. Let me just say it that we're trying to blend the family. My dad had expectations, and we worked our butts off to try to accomplish and meet those expectations as far as that is concerned. And so that's the part of the legacy that we continue to do. Let me just say we continue to do that. So we carry our dad's legacy. We want to get along with people. We want people to blend. We want people to be one big happy family. We want that. And what we have done, we can literally step back. And my sister and I talk about it all the time. Talk about it today. That we've done that. I know that my daddy is saying my babies did what I taught them to do. It may not have worked out the way they wanted to do, but I know they tried. I know they did everything they could to make this thing work. And so I say that to you to say that's part of that. You know, some of the things that we endured and we couldn't say anything about. Sometimes we said something about it, we just couldn't hold it. But the expectation from him would be, but you know, I always like it, being the bigger person. And I feel many times I've shared that with myself because I may have shared it with you too and my sister that some things he just was like, child, whatever. I know my girls. I know what I've taught them. I know that I've taught them how to act. So I know what they're gonna do. So I ain't gonna get in that because they know. You know, I know what they're gonna do. I know they're gonna do the right thing. I know they're gonna be respectful. I know because this is that's how I raised them, to be respectful of people. And if those people don't want to do the same thing, you keep trying. Don't stop trying. But so I'm saying that to say that is something I think that I'm very proud of, that my dad, that part of what I know he wanted, we tried, and we can only be responsible for us. Now how we talk about when you get up to heaven and they be like, but what did you do? Yeah, but they did. But what did you do? Yeah, I know. But how did you react? What did you do? They did this. What about you? This don't have nothing to do with nobody else. Did you follow what I told you to do? And that's that. Now, in conversation, we'll definitely be talking about this more, but it's 8:56 in the house, and so we gotta talk about two more things. First, last that down though. I definitely, you talk about our podcast being therapy sometimes, or being healing, like your podcast. You know, we have our own individual podcast. We have this as a collaboration, but we also have our own respective podcasts as well. Mine is Chat with Trina. Tell them your new name because it's too long for me to remember.
Table Talk with the Louisiana Country Boy.
Table Talk with the Louisiana Country Boy. So, and then I hadn't shared this with people yet, but I also have a podcast that's on Spotify. I won't say the name yet because I ain't ready for people to listen to it yet. But I will be using that platform for my healing. I made that decision just in thinking of things when you threw that out there, that little shade out there last week that you're supposed to be on this podcast on Saturdays. I heard you, and I just heard you though. But I said that will be my way of, having this conversation, having this discussion with people. I'm even feeling like, how I used to do the ones by myself, and I was saying, I don't know why I got away from that. Even just sitting there today, just thinking about this is how I'm going to do this. I'm going to get back to doing that. But anyway, the next thing is thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all, Tanya and Hope and Miss Julie. Thank y'all so much. And thanks for my kids. I don't think they're still on, but thank y'all for tuning in. I usually hear about it later that they tuned in. I would love to connect with you. Oh my God, Tanya, of course. That would be so great. I got a journey to go out, and I'm ready. Oh, and I got to talk to you about something else, Country Boy, the book. But so I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know Country Boy will understand that we'll have various topics surrounding this because I need y'all, our viewers, friends, and family to help this journey, and this y'all too. This is not just and it's funny. This is really funny because it just came on my head. What I say, Heaven Express, Pastor Lacey, I would say this came Heaven Express. But it just came express that you said, oh, I lost my train of thought by saying all that. Using this for other people to get something out of it. Yep. That is what this is for. And because when I'm talking or when you're talking and we having these discussions about it, people die every day. Yeah. People are wondering, how do I grieve or how do I get over this every day? This is not something I said it to myself that, girl, you are not the first and not gonna be the last to lose your daddy. Even though I feel like it, but it still doesn't feel real to me. But it's for everybody. And I forgot to put the number. I said I was gonna let people call in today. But anyway, you can call in starting next week. You can join us in the call. If you want to be on with us, we're open to that. That's what we're here for. We're healing, and we want to help you to do the same. Okay, it is October. I see you with your shirt on. Whoop, 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 whoop. What that shirt say? What it say, Country Boy? Pink. Oh, God. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. Pink is the new Gremlin. That is not what I thought it said. But anyway, he is representing Gremlin, but he's also representing breast cancer. Because this is breast. Oh, my goodness. Whatever. He is representing Gremlin, and he is also representing breast cancer. This is Breast Cancer Month. I'm hoping I can get my show back going next week. Every October, I have someone every week to speak about breast cancer. And I think I found me a male breast cancer survivor. A lot of men aren't ready to speak about it yet. There's so many men who, and Beyonce, baby, if anybody know him, let him know that I'm going to continue to send him emails and inboxes and messenger to tell him to come on my show and talk about his breast cancer.
He got too much going on.
If I have a one half of a viewer, you out here trying to spread the word, and I'm asking you to spread the word so men will know. Men will never know what to do and what to look for if somebody don't speak out.
He trying to save that house down in Galveston.
You know what? I'm not gonna play with you tonight. I'm gonna play with you tonight. But anyway, in all seriousness, it is Breast Cancer Month. I missed the walk. Kind of been busy, so I missed the walk. But there's lots of things going on for Breast Cancer Month. Also today at 12 midnight, 12:59 is the last time for you to register to vote.
11:59.
You can go online, harrisvotes.com. Also, if you want to be a part of the voting process, there's lots of door knocking happening. I'm going to be doing the block walking on Saturday over here at Acres Homes, as a matter of fact. There's the phone bank. I told them I can't do the phone bank because I can't handle people hanging up in my face. They don't usually close the door on you. You just don't open the door. So I do the door knocking, but I can't do the phone bank. But anyway, if you like the phone banks, you can do the phone bank. My mom was a union steward, and she was actually VP one time for the union for the post office. And I still to this day. Did you remember his Easter speech? I remember doing the phone bank for Gene Green. You remember Gene Green? You wasn't living in Houston, Texas. You do? My speech on the phone, and I was like 20 something, was, "Hey, how you doing? If we were to vote today, would you be voting for Gene Green?" I remember it perfectly. Kamala Harris wins too. Richard Yu. I don't know who you are, but you're from YouTube. So anyway, long story short, so we're gonna be knocking on doors, and you can find it anywhere. You can go look under the Acres Homes community. You can what do you call it? You can Google. You can go to Harris Votes. But also, if you want to be a part of the voting process as far as being a volunteer or making money, you go to harrisvotes.com and look under election worker. $70 an hour. You can work the 2 weeks of early voting, which starts October the 21st. Early voting for 2 weeks. Early vote, people. Early vote, because you never know what's going to happen on the actual November the 5th. Anything can happen. God forbid, but anything can happen, and you miss your vote. You don't want to do that. You got 2 weeks to get out there and vote. Let's see what else on the voting stuff. Yes, get you that money. You can get money, but you're also working for doing your civic duty to go on to harrisvotes.com, look under election workers. They're looking for election workers. From my understanding, everywhere like on the like 3rd Ward, 5th Ward, they're covered. They're needing more people on the outskirts. Let's see what else. So that's that. On the 19th of October, there is going to be a voter registration rally. It's going to be a voting rally. Voting rally is be given by the Delta Sigma Theta. I don't know which chapter, but they're going to be on Reed Road at a church. But anyway, they're gonna have a big parade. I'm so excited about the parade. They're gonna have a big old parade. They're gonna be what I'm super excited about. They're gonna have machines, simulated machines, to where they're gonna show people who have never voted before how it actually works, like how to use a machine. I mean, I've been voting for a million years, and I still get nervous when I'm going to vote. Like, I gotta make sure I'm gonna hit the right thing. I'm gonna hit nothing wrong. This will help you to get comfortable. You know, when you're comfortable with something, it makes you good at it. So the 19th, and if y'all follow me on Facebook, I'm Trina W. Lowry or Trina Renee, you can find me, and I'm gonna be posting that stuff, you know, so you can get, and I'm talking about it every Monday. I'm gonna sit there like that, but I'm gonna be telling y'all what to do. I didn't tell y'all who to vote, did I? See? All right, so got that. The most important thing on that part is to vote. Use your voice. Vote. Now, I'm going to be voting for Kamala Harris and Mr. I forgot his name right now. I'll be voting for them. But y'all vote who you want to. Read for yourself. Get your own information. See what's going to be best for you. Now, I say that see what's best for you. I'll come back with that note later. Last thing was something else on that thing that we had. It was breast cancer and something else. I was voting. It was making sure you get out there and vote. Knock on doors, call people, talk to your relatives, you know, tell them to vote. I will say I did a voter registration drive, Country Boy, at Chicago Bar and Grill. And a lot of the patrons were so excited. You know, a lot of them were already registered, but they liked the fact that we did something like that at the venue, which, again, people seem to think the word club is a bad word. It's not, because you can be at home in your house cursing folks out and talking about people. That's the sin, right, Country Boy?
That's it.
Me dancing, you know. So keep that in mind that, yeah, voter registration is over now, 12:59. Anything for you, Country? But that's it. I'm out. I am going to start at Super Tuesday talk. I have what do I have? I have community members, maybe a politician or two, come on the show and discuss their thoughts about the voting, encouraging you to vote, just giving you some facts and things about what you need to know. I'm going to say, this is the last thing I'm going to say on that is, please check out Project 2025. Go
Tim, you done made it back from you still on the boat or you done came back?
She got to still be on the boat.
Hey, tell Gita I said hey.
Tell who?
Tell Gita I said hey.
Oh, Gita on the ship too. This is Gita's crew. Oh, I gotta get Gita because I reached out to Gita. He didn't reach out to me. He came on my show before, and I don't know, he didn't respond back. I'm gonna get him. On that, since we are talking about Tiffany did an amazing job. You're not ready to get off, Tiffany. An amazing job singing His Eyes on the Sparrow for my daddy. Yes. She really did. I posted it. I you know, at funerals, you know, I don't really believe in taking pictures at funerals, but I had to get that video. I just couldn't go. I had to say, wait a minute, where my phone? I had to sneak and get the video.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, y'all in the storm. Oh, no. Tiffany gonna get you one of those things that go on your wrist. Be careful, and we praying for you, Country Boy, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna hand it over to Country Boy. I think I have babbled enough.
Well, I thank you, ma'am. Tiff, I love you. Richard from New York, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you coming from the whatever coast that is. Can't be the West Coast. Is that the East Coast? Is that the East Coast? I don't know where New York at. It's up somewhere. I ain't never been to New York. But thank you for tuning in. Thank each and every one. Tanya, Miss Julie, Hope. Look, I see Hope face. Couldn't even say her name. Hope, that would happen when you get old. You be saying, baby, I know your face. I just can't remember your name. Baby, I knows your face. I know who's your people. But I thank y'all for tuning tuning in. Co-host Trina W. Laurie, the little diva. Um, I take this special moment to say blessings to you for coming tonight. I wasn't expecting you to actually, I had thought about it all week. I was like, well, you know what, I'm gonna roll this thing without her. I'm gonna give her what they call it at work, her PTO time. Uh, I'm gonna give us some PTO.
Sometimes you got to keep moving so you don't you just got to keep.
It says a lot, for you to come tonight, to come and to share this very personal moment, this very personal time. And you're so correct. I'm so grateful for this platform. I'm so grateful that God has allowed us to sit here and facilitate over this. Is because what you said is so correct. The things that we share here, the things that the people that come on here and share, it's not because we're braggadocious. It's not because we're trying to anything else but tell somebody we understand.
Mm-hmm.
Not telling you how to live your life, not telling you what to do, but sharing with you that we have gone through these situations. There are some things that God has allowed us to go through, some storms he's allowed us to face, and we're openly, and this is our testimony that we can stand 10 toes down and share it with you. That God's grace is not exclusively for us. His grace ain't just for us. It shines on each and every one of us. To be able to share the testimony for my co-hosts who have gone through the service on Friday, to still be going through the mourning process, to go through the memorial service today, but to still come here for each and every one of y'all to share. And girl, I love you. You know, personally, I have been on this platform. I've been here when I lost my job. I've been here when I had just filed for divorce. I've been here when I had just left court. I've been here with tears in my eyes right before this button came on, trying to hold it together, to do what God told me to do, to be able to, that thing, I don't just say these things, it's true. When I come, I say, God, give me strength, wisdom, and understanding to do whatever it is you want me to do. Use me. You sit across from you tonight knowing, just knowing what you are dealing emotionally, mentally, spiritually. But you're here to share with others your experience. Share others, let others in on your journey. You know, it doesn't take, people may think that it takes a lot of strength to just toughen up. But sometimes the strength is when you're willing to just open up. That's true strength.
Mm-hmm.
To allow others to see your vulnerable side. You know how hard it is to let somebody see your vulnerable side. And I'm not finna preach and I'm finna get up off this thing. But the reason it is so difficult for so many people to let people see their vulnerable side is because this world has done things and said things that if you do that, this is how they're going to treat you. If you do that, they're going to talk about you. If you do that, they're going to laugh at you. If you do that, they're going to use that against you. But let me tell you what. This is what I know about. I don't care about people seeing my vulnerable side or my hard side or my ugly side or my pretty side. This is why I don't care, because God said to me, no weapons formed against you shall prosper.
Amen.
No weapons formed against you shall prosper. He is not saying that they ain't coming, baby. He ain't saying that they ain't gonna throw no daggers. He ain't saying that they ain't gonna try to slap you upside your head. He ain't saying that they ain't gonna lie on you. He ain't saying that they ain't gonna talk about you. He ain't saying that they ain't gonna try to throw dirt on your name. He ain't saying that they ain't gonna try to scandalize you. What he's saying is no weapons formed against you shall prosper.
Mm-hmm.
And when you know that 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 you know, this may be a rough season. This may be a rough season. This may be a rough season. But what I know is even in the roughness, God still got you. All we have to remember is this, is that there's safety and there's comfort in his hand. We only start to sink and we only realize how high the water is or how rough the water storm may be is when we take our eyes off of him. He is the author and the finisher of our lives. For God I live, and for God I will die. When he asks us to give it, all we have to do is give it. I heard this and then I'm closing. We ask God to do some things that he's telling us to do. Somebody reminded me, and I heard this today, they reminded me about Lazarus and his tomb. When God went and they asked him, and he said, well, where is he? And they said they had buried him in a tomb. He went and he said, now you roll the stone away. Why? Because I didn't put the stone over there. Some things we got to do. Some things we got to roll out the way. Some things we got to move. When he said, you put the stone there, now you roll it away. You put this stuff up in your life, now you move it out the way. Because I got you, but you got to get the stuff that you put in the way out the way. Mm. Some of the things that we have encountered, some of the things that we deal with on so many levels ain't about God. It's what we have interfered with and put there. He got us, but we got to move some stuff and trust him. Trust him. When you don't have nobody to hold on to, he got you.
I remember I used to sing this song. Well, my church used to sing God's Unchanging Hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
His unchanging hand. Never underestimate his power. Never underestimate his grace. So many things that his goodness and his grace in my life and what I've seen in other people's lives is so tremendous. Never underestimate his grace, because his grace is sufficient. And you know that for you and for your girls, I continually pray for y'all, your sister. I continually pray for y'all strength, wisdom, and understanding in each and everything of your life. Your courage. I have watched you. And I tip my hat to you. I say to you on a personal note, as a father, Job well done. Job well done. And you don't need that from me because you've heard the words from him. But I just ring the bell again and say, job well done for you and for your sister and for your niece and for your daughters. You shall know a tree by the fruit that it bears. I have had the honor, the pleasure, and the privilege of witnessing your father's fruit. So to each of you, job well done. So that's
Okay,
my
I received that, sir. I do also want to say one more thing before I get off. It's something we'll talk about, something I think is important because none of us on the opposite side of they're not having grief right now think there's some like I'm gonna use best so that was we use the word all the time because I'm gonna talk about that too. You know, because sometimes we don't know. I probably haven't know, but talk about some of the things that you can do because people want to help. They want to be a part of helping you with the process, but they may not know what to say, what to do. So, because I've been there, you know, now that I'm on this side of the coin, I know what I need, what I would need. When I was on that side of the coin, I was always unsure.
right.
I was always unsure, should I call? Should I text? Should I only do Facebook? I think at this point now for me, if I have their number, I'll be texting. I may not call because I know people need their alone time, but I versus Facebook because we got to. I love me some Facebook, but it's nothing like not having Facebook. Facebook is easy. Facebook is simple. Well, social media is easy. It's simple, and I appreciate everybody that did that. But if you have a personal relationship with someone, and you are a friend, a family member, try to reach out. Let them know that you're thinking of them. If you're not comfortable with having a conversation, cool. I get it because I ain't. And I really don't want to talk to people. But that that text message, a personal text message that you took the time. I tell people all the time that I've told people that I've dated, whatever, you can go to a store and buy me a greeting card for my birthday and stuff. I love that more than the expensive gifts. Because you know what? You 9 times out of 10, you took time out to choose the right card. You're gonna pick it up, you're gonna open it, and you're gonna read something inside of it. So it took a moment, it took time, it took effort to choose that card. So I say this, that, and the same thing. When COVID came, you know what I did, country boy? People I had talked to through that whole time, I called. If I had their number in my phone, I called to say, hey, so what's going on? How you doing? How your family members? Now, mind you, I got a bunch of shocked people. I call people that don't talk to me no more. I called them anyway because I want to know, hey, how they doing? Because something else I found in this process, and I'm definitely going to talk about it more. Just because I'm mad at you or we don't get along, it doesn't make me not care about you. During COVID, I called people that they don't like me no more, but I called them anyway. And it was great to hear them be shot, but I called them because I generally care about people. I generally care because that little stuff that we beefing about, that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. I'm still gonna reach out to you. I'm still gonna make sure you're okay because that's what we're supposed to do. And that's what makes us good people and kind people that care. And I'm gonna leave it there. until I pick it up again on whatever platform I decide to discuss it on. But we gotta sometimes let some stuff go, especially stuff that's simple. Stuff that's simple, or you don't even really know what you ain't talking to people for because you forgot because it was that silly and that small.
Yep. Facts.
So you decide not to, you know. So I think we are so much better and so much bigger than that. Reach out to people in their time of need if it's, you know. Anyway, I just don't think Facebook, social media is for everything. Now I love, y'all know how I am about social media, but when it comes to something personal like this, and I'm not just saying for me, I'm just saying for anybody. Just sometimes just that text message to say you literally went in your phone, found my number, and took a 2 or 3 minutes to text me and say, hey, I'm just checking on you. You don't have no questions. You don't have to say no, give me no link, no scripture. You don't do none of that. Just checking on you, making sure you're okay. I was thinking about you. That does. Matter of fact, my friend Danielle, just before we got on the show, she texted me. She called, but I was having a moments I didn't answer. And she didn't get mad. She said, oh, she ain't answered the phone. She hung up. And you know what she did? Hey, just checking on you, making sure y'all all right. That's it. That means so much to people. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox on that, but yeah. Y'all, it has been a great evening. I'm so glad I joined in. I'm so proud of you having your pink on, even though it's Grambling, whatever.
All right.
But y'all, we gonna see y'all later. Go do your little speech so we can get off of here so I can put my heart up.
About to do my little speech so she can go on get on. Just a little update for y'all that have tuned in. It is now we are in the third quarter. There's 1 minute and 4 seconds left. It is 1st and 10 at the Kansas City 42-yard line. The Chiefs are still leading 16-7 over the New Orleans Saints. Okay, now let me go ahead and end this thing. How we going to end it? Look at here. To each and every one of y'all, I say this, and I have to follow this, and I'm going to make it just short and sweet. 3 things that God has given each and every one of us. 3 things. He's given us all a purpose, a vision, and he's given us instructions. A purpose, a vision, and instructions. You know, some of us say we walking in this vision thing, but if we're not following the instruction he gave us, the vision will not be complete. It may be like we want it, but it won't be what he has for us. Purpose, vision, and instructions. And I say that to say that we believe in you. We believe in you. We support you 100%. We believe in you. We support you. Don't stop walking because folks don't believe in you. Don't stop walking in it because folks talk about it. Walk in purpose, on purpose. Follow the vision and follow the instructions. And last but not least, when you woke up this morning and you open your eyes, you cleaned out your ears and you tried to hear, but the wonderful words just did not come clear. If you was rolling out there today, I don't know if it was hot, if it was cold. I don't know. It's the middle of December and it's still 250,000 degrees. We in the wintertime and folks still sweating, but I am still fighting with Reliant and I am not cutting on no AC. I refuse. So if you was out there today and you was sweating or you was cold and you was listening and you still didn't hear, well, here it is, 9:28 Houston time. I'll say these words from the bottom of my heart on behalf of myself and my wonderful co-hosts. First and foremost, I will say thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in. Thank you for allowing us into your homes, your tablets, your computers, your job, wherever you may be at. Thank you so much. On the ship. Thank you, Tiff, on the ship. Thank you on the ship. Thank you on the ship. Thank you for tuning in all the way from New York City. Get hero. Thank you so very much. We greatly appreciate the support. We appreciate the love. Thank you. Thank you, co-host, for taking this moment out. Man, I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for fighting through and coming on to share your story, your journey, your way. And to each and every one of y'all at 9:29 p.m. Houston time, we love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. We love you unconditionally. That is absolutely
Nothing you can do about it.
nothing that you can do about it. Thank you, co-host. Thank you. Go get you something to eat. Go tell them girls I say, hey, look here. I love y'all. I love y'all.